And a pleasant good afternoon from Pikeville as we welcome you into Countdown to Kickoff as the UPIKE Bears welcome in the Georgetown Tigers here in this matchup of former Mid-South Conference rivals here on this second game of the season. Good afternoon, everyone. James Collier and Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here on the UPIKE Sports Network. A pair of 0-1 teams roll in. UPIKE last week takes a tough loss at the almost final seconds of the game, falling to Campbellsville 34-33. On the other side, Georgetown made the long trip all the way across the United States. They went out to Butte, Montana, and played nationally ranked Montana Tech and fall in that game in the final 90 seconds, 29-22. Charlie, you look at the two teams here. It's no secret these two teams have been after each other for quite some time. This is the 22nd all-time meetings, but it's been largely dominated by Georgetown. 19-2 all-time in that one. The only two wins for UPIKE coming back in 2016, the last time in 2019. But last year, a game that UPIKE played it to a 7-0 deficit at the halftime period, but then things really got out of control quickly in the second half.
You know, sometimes that's what, you're the school that's trying to fight. Georgetown has been a power in the Mid-South Conference and nationally in the NAIA for several years, and that's one of the things, you've got to be able to weather that storm, and you can't use all of your ammunition in that first half, so to speak, sometimes. And I think that's what happens a lot of times. And the first thing you got to get by, like anything else, is that name on the jersey.
Yeah, that was one of the things I talked with Coach Phipps in pregame, and he said, you hear everybody talk about Georgetown, and he said they kind of compare it like it's Alabama of college football in the lower levels. But he said, guys, the last time they won a national championship was 2001. He said, raise your hand if you were still alive or still was alive at that point. And he said there was only 3 people that raised their hand at that point. So
all they were coaches.
And he said, that's the thing. He said, like you said, you see the name across the chest, but you've got to get past that here because you've got a great opportunity here to, more importantly, not only stake your first win of the season, but get a win against a quality opponent. And that looks that sex appeal that you want to see on that resume come postseason time.
Oh, absolutely. This game's got a lot going for it. But like I say, this is not your daddy's Georgetown team, as they used to say. I mean, I was around. I was covering games when those Georgetown teams came in. Eddie Evanston and that bunch of guys, I mean, they were just a juggernaut. They were hard to do anything with. But if you can play this team, this is a team that the Bears can come out and beat if they bring their A game. Now, we talked about it before the game. I think this is going to be a contrasting styles. Georgetown saw what happened last week. They're going to try to run the football, and they're going to try to run the football, and they're going to try to run the football. And we're going to drop back and put it in the air. It's going to be a question. It's not one of those things that you got to stop what Georgetown does. You just got to do what you do to the best of your ability.
And that's the thing. You can't have empty possessions. And it's no secret that what's going to try to happen here is Georgetown will try to run the football 50 times a day if they can. UPIKE will put it in the air 55 times if they get the opportunity. But it's one of those things, too, when you're putting the ball in the air 55 times, you're hoping it's because that's the tempo of the game that you're playing, not trying to play from behind.
Exactly. One of those things you want to see the Bears do is you want to see them be able to, run the ball when they need to and not be forced to throw the ball every trip down. But this offensive line is really going to have to work their tails off today, give time. I mean, they threw the ball all over the field last week, and we know he can do that. I think he's thrown for 400 yards like 6 games in a row.
6 consecutive games.
Yeah, so that's a huge numbers, and that's not been against – that's getting a lot of different opponents out there, so that's something not going to have to stop today. And I look down the roster, there's a couple of younger guys in the secondary. There's a freshman starting out in the secondary today. I think you're going to see him get tested early on. That's what I would do. I'm assuming. I'm sure coaches know more about that than I do. It's been a long time since I've been on that sideline doing the coaching part of it. But, I mean, you look at those kind of things, and this UPIKE team's got a lot of things going for it, and their defense is not as bad as we looked. I mean, you had a couple of guys with some big numbers. A big linebacker came in with, I think, 13 tackles on the day, and, that's the kind of thing. But that defensive line is really going to have to get down in the trenches today and stop that running game.
I think the two numbers that really were concerning for me when I broke everything down after the game last week, only 24 rushing yards for UPIKE. On the other side of that, they gave up 266. But one thing to point out, though, when the chips were on the table and they needed to make a stop on 3rd and 4th down to give themselves a chance in that ball game, they got 2 big stops, and Poole, he got in there to get the tackle for loss that set up the turnover on downs and gave UPIKE a chance to go down and take the lead.
Absolutely. And, that was kind of one of those worst-case scenarios. We didn't get the kickoff we wanted exactly, and then the hit out of bounds added 15 yards onto that, and that's just things that those are just mistakes that you can have happen, especially at any time in the game, but especially at that point in the game. But one really bright spot was like no turnovers for the Bears last week.
Yes. Yeah, that was, effective, especially when you think about you're putting the football in the air as many times as they did last week. Kirkland 34 of 55, 441. Broke some of the records last week. There's still a couple of them that are out there. He's still chasing the attempts record and the yardage record. And if he continues at the route that he went last week, we kind of kidded and said he may not get the yardage record till midseason. He may finish that one up in week 3.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, you had 4, and the thing about it, they dispensed the ball very well. 4 receivers with 70-plus yards apiece, and then, led by Eland with 126. Royal Eland, I mean, that was a big breakout game for him last week.
Yeah, the junior out of Westminster, Ohio, out of Youngstown, and he just kind of surged onto the scene, and when he came in, he was a big guy, and 2 big touchdown grabs, one of those right here in front of us that was in coverage, looked like it was going to be picked, and somehow he comes out of there with it and sets up another touchdown drive. So that's something that I think this team needs to have. They really scattered things around well. Diego Soto, 7 catches last week. DeAndre Stafford and Jordan Williams each with 6. So the plays were there. It's just a concern of can they get the running attack going, because if not, you're going to see, if the concern is if they can't run the football effectively, Georgetown's going to drop 7, 8 guys into coverage, and you're going to be throwing into zone coverage all single day.
Yeah, they're going to do one of 2 things. You're right. They're either going to drop back into that. And if this was the old Georgetown, I'd tell you what they would do. If this was the old Georgetown coaching staff, they would be coming after him. They would go man coverage. They would come after you and try to give you no time to throw the football. And I'm hoping that's what they do here instead of the zone coverage, because I think if that he can pick them apart.
Yeah, zone coverage certainly plays into effect if they can get that. So we'll see how things work out. UPIKE has won the toss. They won the football, much like what it was last week. So back to kickoff for
Shuffler will be kicking today. Headley is not dressing today.
I saw Headley. He was in the captain's meeting, but he was not dressed. So Nate Kraft will kick things off, the junior out of Salem, Virginia, the transfer from Carson Newman University out of Tennessee, as the Bears will send back Jalen Royal. England will be the deep man as Tyler Freyas on the far side. And we are ready for football here on a sun-drenched field here in UPIKE, as Georgetown and UPIKE get ready to square off here on game number 2 here in this early part of September. A swing of the leg, high end-over-end kick. Eland will come up, field it at his own 7-yard line. Comes across the 15 and then gets knocked off his feet right there, as Reese Johnson making the stop. So that's where the Bears will have the first football at their own 17.
Tried to cut that ball back in because there was going to be a hole opening up in the middle if he could have got back to the center of the field. But kind of just tripped over his own player, looked like.
One of the things Coach talked about in just a little bit ago when we met, he said you're going to see some really unique defensive schemes here. Said they'll play a lot of cover 3, and that's something you don't see at this level quite so much. That really plays into effect if Kirkland can go downfield and find his open man. He'll start in a twin set. Williams in his right pocket on 1st and 10 from the 17 near side hash. 4 hats across the line for the visiting Tigers. Kirkland goes empty, wants to throw on 1st down, zips it out to the near sideline. Jordan Williams makes the catch, loses the football, reaches out, scoops it back up with one hand, and still fighting for yardage. And they're going to put him down at the 18-yard line. So all that scurrying around, that's only 1 yard. It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, but that was a great job. He's on one hand, pick that football up and be able to hold on to it, because that could have been disastrous.
3 receivers move to the left side of the set. 2 receivers right in an empty set. Kirkland wants to throw on 2nd down and 9. 4-man rush, stands in the pocket, rolls out, looks to the far side. Got his man on a comeback route. He hooks it up there with DeAndre Stafford, and Stafford will move the sticks for a 1st down.
Nice job by Stafford to see. So his quarterback stepped up into the pocket, was breaking down on him. He came back to him and gave him a beautiful target.
Out to the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Williams goes in the backfield. 3 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Blitz coming off the edge. Kirkland with a clean pocket, stands in, eyes his man. He's got a crossing route there with Grant Scott. That's out across the 40-yard line. Take him to the 44. That's a gain of 12 and another Bears first down.
Tell you what, that offensive line, that's 2 straight pockets they've given him all day to stand in there and throw.
And when you've got a guy 6'6", 265, you're not going to get in there and arm tackle him. And we kind of saw that on the play that he went out and hooked up with Stafford. Had plenty of time there, even though the pocket was coming in on him, to be able to stand tall. Empty set again. Kirkland eyes down the field, zips this one across. He's got Scott again on a crossing route across the 40. They're down inside Tigers territory to the 36, and another first down.
Tell you right now, Kirkland's hitting on all cylinders.
And again, Grant Scott, 1 catch for 21 yards last week, and all of a sudden he's become the popular target for Lee Kirkland. Offset pistol look now in the backfield as Diego Soto will motion out to the far side. Kirkland wants to throw on 1st and 10. Zips this one out to Williams. He'll grab it inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line, and it'll bring up 2nd down. We'll get that one on Clayton Melcher, the junior out of Florence, Kentucky, on the stop for the Bears, or for the Tigers, excuse me. 2nd down and 4 for the Bears. 12:30 to go here in the opening drive. Kirkland takes, gives this one off to Williams. Williams shifts to the left through the A gap and falls forward for 1, maybe 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Looks like they're going to give him about 2, maybe 3rd and 1 looks like to go. Yep. Oh. Nope, 3rd and 1.
So
I like that change up right there, though. Make them respect the run.
And then they just go with a push, trying to push the pile forward, still driving the pile forward as they needed right in between the 26 and the 27. And they will move the sticks, another first down. So a great drive here by the Bears on the opening series. Now, can it cash in for points?
Yeah, now you got to finish it. You're right.
Kirkland an empty set. Pressure coming off the edge. They pick it up. Kirkland steps up. He's got a lot of green space out in front of him, and he'll do a baseball slide at the 15. They'll say he gave himself up at the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 10 and another first down.
The official on that side had his hand on that flag, too, because he did come in after he was already well down.
And I saw Coach Corey Phipps over here kind of pointing toward that way. He was giving himself up and still drew contact. Here's Williams on the right side of Kirkland. Kirkland slows things down, turns, looks to the sideline. Inside of 11 to play here in the opening half, or opening drive for the Tigers on the defense. And a wide open man in the back of the end zone. That's DeAndre Stafford, the senior from Florida. Hauls in his 2nd touchdown of the season, and a beautiful drive by the Bears as they march it right down the field, and they lead at 6-0.
That's more like what you want to see them start the game off. Now that's got to that puts something in Georgetown's head now. You know, you want to really establish. I like the way you established yourself early.
And you could see it was just Kirkland just picking every place that he wanted to go with the football. And a very nice drive to open things up. 9 plays, 83 yards, 4 minutes, 19 seconds. And that was just perfection at its best. Austin Scheffler, 2 for 2 last week on PAT attempts. He'll swing the leg, try to make it a 7-0 lead. A bad snap, scooped up and running toward the far side, and it's not going to go in. So the special teams woes continue for the Bears. And it's 6-0 with 10:41 to go in the opening period. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network.
Achieve your dreams at the University of Pikeville.
6-0 Bears on the Tigers as Austin Shuffler booms it to the far side. Stepping forward is Warren at the 5. Across the 10, the 15. Slips free, hits the B button at the 25-yard line, and gets it out to right at the 25. They'll put him at the 26 in the first series now for the visiting Tigers coming on.
I think that was Belgardi or that made the tackle there, and he had a really good job holding on to that ankle, too. He didn't let him get away.
Now Jameer Bellegarde, the redshirt freshman out of Dallas, Georgia, inside linebacker for this team. So a 3-4 defense comes out as Gary Sloniker, 6'2", 205-pound junior out of McCordsville, Indiana. Last season, 18 of 32 for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He'll start with Neal on the left, moves him to the right. 4 hats across the line for the Bears. They'll give it to Neal. Neal finds a hole off the right edge and lowers his shoulders. He comes through the 30, gets out to the 32. That's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Neal, a big back, 215-pound senior out of Lexington. Played his high school ball at Frederick Douglass. Last week, 20 carries for 87 yards. Last year, he went off for 140 on 14 totes, including one that was an 88-yarder that busted the game wide open to start the second half. 2 receivers right, a tight end receiver left. They'll put the tight end in motion. Sloniker on 2nd and 4, right between the hashes. Play clock down to 8. Wants to throw, eyeing in the middle of the field. Throws into double coverage, and that one was well defended. He was looking for Dylan Warren.
Two defenders on him. 2
defenders smothering him. It was Trevor Carter and Clayton Hutto. So make it 3rd down and 4 for this Tigers team on their first possession. 3 for 9 last week, and they lost to Montana Tech.
That's a contrast we're going to see all day, though. Nine passes last week.
Yes.
That's first drive for the Bears.
Tight end on the left side this time is attached as Neal moves to the left pocket. Play clock's at 4 for Sloniker on 3rd down. Looking to the near side, wants to throw. Now he's flushed from the pocket. Rolling out right, eye still down the field, being chased from behind as Myson Livingston chases him down. He's joined by a collection of Bears on the far sideline. Also there was Chuck Moore, but Sloniker scrambles out and will move the sticks for a Tigers first down.
You know, the secondary play has played well both of these passes already. We'd like to see the linebackers be able to come up and make that tackle, but, you know.
So out to the 42-yard line, far side hash mark, trips left, 1 right. 3 hats across the line for the Bears. They'll move Neal in motion. They'll swing it out to him on the near side. He drops the football, and they get sandwiched. Ball still down on the turf. Bears fighting for it. I think they got it on the second effort. This would be a huge turnover if they get it. 4 turnovers last week for this Tigers team. And nope, they say that it was recovered by Neal. But a big loss all the way back to the 29, a loss of 13, and they're behind the sticks.
Why are we moving the – there you go.
Yeah, the wrong stick's moving.
Yep.
Just move the down marker. So they'll put him down at the 29-yard line. What that would have been was a huge momentum boost to UPIKE, who already leads this 6-0 in a short field if they would have taken over on the turnover. But that swing pass to Neal, he never had it in his mitts as he started to cut upfield. Twin set for Sloniker from the gun. Moves a man in motion. That's Jamarcus Robinson on a jet sweep.
Nice
and he has
job.
met right off of the edge. Making the initial hit was Clayton Hutto.
Hey, nice play right there. They read that one and were right on the spot.
So 3rd and long. They get a yard on it, make it 3rd and 17.
Hey, this is a great set right here for the Bears. 3rd and 17. Not a place that Georgetown likes to be in.
Defensively last week, UPIKE 6 of 13 on 4th down conversions, 46.2%. Trips left, 1 right. Neal moves to the left side. 3 hats across the line for the Bears. Sloniker steps back, zips it across the middle with a dart. He's got it out to his man of Jamarcus Robinson. And the second effort should move the sticks, and it
They're
will.
moving.
They needed 17, and that's exactly what they got out to the 40. Now they're going to give him a gain of 18 out to the 48 and a fresh set of downs on the nice crossing route there, knowing where the sticks are and got directly to that.
You got to make that tackle. You got to take the momentum away from him. They let his momentum carry him to the first down because he hit him before the marker.
Right between the hashes, a fresh set of downs as we go inside of 7 minutes for Georgetown. Tight end right, 2 receivers left. They move their tight end. That's Luke Olive over to the left side. 1st and 10 for Sloniker, wants to throw. Clean pocket, eyes down the field, drops it off underneath Matt Miller, and he gets popped as they run him right into Trevor Carter, the redshirt freshman out of Ironton, Ohio, the transfer from University of Cincinnati. Give him a gain of 3. Gain of 3, make it 2nd and 7.
Still nice play right there. Once he made the catch, they brought him down immediately to give him a chance to run. No yak yardage.
And Trevor Carter, 6'3", 225, redshirt freshman. He was there to lay the boom immediately. 2nd and 7, near side hash mark for Sloniker. Hands it off to Neal. Neal surveying, finds a crease right up the seam. He goes across the 45 down to the 43, and they're going to move the sticks. Nope, it's going to be just shy, so it'll be 3rd down and short coming up. Needed 1 more yard down to the 42 to move the sticks.
Do you come after him?
I think you got to be careful here if you do. 9th play of the drive coming up on this snap. A long sustained drive for the Tigers. I think they go back to Neal right here and try to ride the big tailback. Bears lining up across the line with 5. They'll go to a little inside handoff. Neal stutter steps. He gets stood up in the hole. Silo Seau, making the stop, but it was just enough to move the sticks and another 1st down for the Tigers. Seau, the junior out of Oceanside, California, the nephew of former NFL great and Hall of Famer Junior Seau. That's some good genes to have in your blood.
Yeah.
So a fresh set of downs for the Tigers on a well-sustained drive here, trailing 6-0 inside of 5 to play in the opening frame. Trips right, 1 left. Neal to the right pocket of Sloniker from the gun on 1st and 10. Sloniker turns, slings it out to the right side. He's got his man there, catches it, and immediately turns right downfield as they'll make the hook up there with Clayton Davis. Inside the 35, down to the 34, 2nd down and 3. Make it 2 now.
Either that was a really good block by the wide receiver or he was holding a little bit, one or the other. The official says it was really good blocks.
Yeah. And a lot of times in that, you get both.
Yeah.
They'll go trips to the wide side now. Davis stays on the boundary right. Chase Benner, the tight end, they give it off to Reese Johnson, and he gets swallowed up as he tries to cut it back to the outside. Chuck Moore and Mahalona Pule in there making the stop. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Pule, a guy that has really found a spot on that defensive line. 6'3", 235-pound senior out of Elon, North Carolina, transfer out of Modesto Junior College. Had a tackle for loss last week in one of the biggest moments of the football game. So 3rd down and 1 coming up now for the Tigers. They're going to move both guys from the right to the left now. Bears loading the line. Handoff Neal, a stutter step, gets his feet swept up, and I don't think they got it.
I think he's going to lose a yard.
Great pursuit inside as Jeff Flowers, Pule, and Chuck Moore was in there on the stop, and it's going to be 4th down as he's going to lose a yard back to the 34-yard line. So 4th and 2. Last week, Georgetown 1 of 3 in the loss up at Butte, Montana. And the offense on the field were staying for this 4th down conversion for the moment. Bears did not give up a 4th down conversion in 2 tries last week to Campbellsville. Sloniker turns, looks to the sideline. Play clock's down at 7. And let's see if Chris Oliver is going to burn a timeout and think this one over as it's down to 2. They do not snap the football. They get it away just at the moment. Neal, a little misdirection, cuts back to the inside. He didn't get it. Great pursuit on the inside. As inside there was Chuck Moore again. Poulet was in there as well as Landon Rowe. So the Bears thwart away the long sustained drive by the Tigers, and they keep a 6-0 lead, and here comes the offense back out.
Well, if they come back and get points again, that would be huge right here.
Absolutely. And that's what you like to see from your defense after just giving up crazy third downs. And then all of a sudden the defense stands tall right where it needs to in the biggest moment of this game so far. So let's see what Kirkland wants to do. He's going to empty the backfield, 3 receivers wide right. Clean pocket, floats it across the middle. He's got DeAndre Stafford there at the 35-yard line. He's gang tackled and driven backward. Leading the charge there was Clayton Melcher and Justin Richardson from the linebacker and corner. Take him out to the 36-yard line, a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. So that last drive for Georgetown, 13 plays, 41 yards, 8 minutes and 12 seconds. They took off the clock, but they come up empty as the Bears defense stands tall on 4th down. 3 hats across the line for the Tigers. Pressure coming off the edge. Kirkland looking near side. He'll step up and take off running. He'll lower the shoulder and dive forward for the first down. As the closest man there was Jackson Hayes, one of the safeties. They'll give him the 44-yard line and another first down for the Bears, as that's their 7th of the football game.
I mean, he's made great decisions this first quarter so far.
Handoff Williams. Williams dancing off the left side, and he gets rolled up right there. Flying in unabated to him was John Carter Myers, a junior out of Glasgow, Kentucky. Had 6 tackles and a forced fumble last week in the loss to Montana Tech. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. 23rd season for Bears football, started back in 2001. Kirkland rolling out to the right, has a man there. He's got his big tight end as Grant Scott has become his favorite target. And Scott out across midfield. They'll take him down to the 47. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 as we're inside of 1 minute to play here in the opening frame. Kirkland so far in this football game, a perfect 7 of 7. That's a far cry from last year, 17 of 27 for only 108 yards. He's got 82 already. Jordan Williams goes in a deep motion. The handoff Williams, a surge right up the middle. He lowers the boom as he makes contact with the inside linebacker of Chad Holloran. But a penalty marker on the far sideline. We'll see if it stands.
Looks like it's on the offensive side, though.
Last week, typically, when that one came out, it was an illegal shift and illegal formation. So that negates the first down for the moment, as it'll back it up 5, the first penalty in the football game. Last week, UPIKE penalized 10 times for 94 total yards. 15 of those in a big moment there in the latter part of that contest. Let's see if the Bears will elect to try to snap it here as the game clock is inside of 5 seconds, and they're going to go to the second quarter leading 6-0. A fast-moving first frame. UPIKE with the 6-0 lead and the football facing 3rd and 6 when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network.
All right, Coach, that was a good stop by the defense. Talk about what you need to do to keep the momentum going.
We can't have penalties on 3rd and short right now, but we're going to try to take advantage of something here and see what we can do.
Thank you. We'll send it back to y'all.
6-0 as we move to quarter number 2 here on Military Appreciation Day. All of our veterans in attendance, standing for a warm welcome and applause, as well as it should be. But, Charlie, a 23-minute first quarter, and we were talking about it. A lot of that's because of the way the offense played. Kirkland 8 of 8, Sloniker 3 of 4. We've not had very many stoppages thus far in this ballgame.
One incomplete pass between the two teams. That's pretty impressive.
3rd down and 6 after the 5-yard penalty takes off the first down. Kirkland, pressure coming up the middle, moving left, comes left, has that ball tipped into the hands of DeAndre Stafford.
What a recovery.
It was knocked loose by Justin Richardson. He almost got underneath it. It's going to go back just shy of the marker to gain, so it will bring up 4th down. But what a catch there by DeAndre Stafford.
I mean, what a tackle by Richardson. I mean, he just had to grab him by the shoelaces.
Offense remains on the field, and umpire runs in quickly, and Georgetown's going to load the line. As Kirkland will climb up under center. Let's see if we get a tush push here again.
Oh, snap it. Oh, why didn't you snap it?
They had a man jump inside. That was Tyler Snell, one of the linebackers. Here's Kirkland with that big head of steam. He's across the 45. Pile still moving. Now they're trying to shift people away, and that should easily move the sticks, depending on the spot of the football. Oh, they put it at the 45, and Chris Oliver, the third-year head coach across the way for the Tigers, is wanting a measurement. Our referee says, I've got enough. It's another first down. 8th first down of the ball game for the Bears. So they're right at the Tigers' 45-yard line, leading 6-0 with 13:50 to go in the opening half of play here on a beautiful afternoon in Pikeville. 72 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, mixture of sun and clouds high over top. And now,
I don't know what we're waiting on.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. Waiting for the official to signal, let's go. So a fresh set of downs for Kirkland. An offset H-back. Play action. Got his man deep, looking for Stafford near sideline, and he's out of bounds. Great coverage by Justin Richardson down the near sideline. He was step for step with Stafford. Pass falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10. First incompletion for Kirkland in 9 passes.
Yeah, but I think you got to stretch the field every now and then.
Absolutely.
Just to get that respect that you can.
Well, you got your one-on-one matchup there that you thought that you wanted to have. And, again, Coach Phipps, I think, was looking for maybe a little bit too much contact. The ball was well out of bounds. It wasn't a catchable ball. So it's 2nd down and 10, 13:28 on a rested clock. Empty set for Kirkland. 4-man rush, stands high in the pocket, now steps up. Looks to the right. A little shifty move by Kirkland as he comes back into the middle and gets down across the 35. They'll take him down to the 33 and another first down for the Bears.
His decision-making has been almost perfect here tonight, or this afternoon.
Lee Kirkland has amassed more rushing yards so far in this ball game than this Bears team had last week. He's got 33. They had 24 last week. 1st and 10. Empty set again for Kirkland. Kirkland, quick out to Diego Soto in the slot. A little dance move, turns back inside across the 30-yard line. A good down on 1st down to pick up. It'll be 2nd down and about 5.
Well, that's just an extension of the running game when you do that little flanker screen over there. I thought it was a good play because that makes that defense have to respect everything.
And Soto's one of those guys, too, that if he gets one crease, he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
He has breakaway speed. We've seen that so many times. They'll move him over in the middle of Scott and Stafford on the wide side left this time. Kirkland operating still from the empty set. Showing blitz. Kirkland floats it across. Had Scott there, and he missed him. He was looking for Scott to release out into the flat. He cuts up the seam, and he overthrows him. Incomplete, 3rd down and 5. Big miss there for the Bears, as that would have been down inside the orange zone.
That's probably the first mistake he's made throwing the ball.
And again, it's one of those questions, was the read wrong by Kirkland, or did Scott go the wrong direction?
Right.
One of the two happened in that play. Jalen Royal Eland into the ball game for his first action in the contest. Had a big week last week. 4 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. that brought UPIKE right back in that contest. Deep motion by Soto. They'll swing it out to Soto. Soto makes the grab. He's got blockers out in front, lowers the shoulder and springs forward. He's going to be shy of the 20, but that'll move the sticks and another Bears first down. They're going to put the football right at the 20, so the Bears down inside the orange zone. And nobody says that you have to run the football from the running back position.
No, exactly. Jet screens, those little passes like that, those are just as effective.
And Kirkland operating pretty much primarily out of an empty set. Blitz coming. He'll dump it off underneath to Soto, and he overthrows him. And he was fortunate that underneath that the middle linebacker of Clayton Melcher falls down, or that may have been going the other direction.
That's true.
Melcher was right there in that position, and he slipped when he came out of his cut, and it landed right in the position he was standing before he lost his footing. Clock rested, 11:31 to play here in the opening half. 6-0 Bears looking for more on 2nd down and 10 for Kirkland. Tyrese Christensen, the senior tailback out of Chicago, transferred out of KCU when Coach Corey Phipps made the move from Grayson. He's in the backfield now in the left pocket of Kirkland. Stafford on the bottom of the set. Kirkland, little option pitch, brings it out near side to Tyrese Christensen. Christensen spins and just inside the 5. They'll say he stepped out back at the 7, but it'll be 1st and goal on a beautiful little option read there from Lee Kirkland.
I guess you call that the speed option there.
And you always say, the quarterbacks that can throw at 60 yards, can they pitch at 5?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good pitch there that got Christensen in stride. So 1st down and goal at the 6, near side hash mark for Kirkland. Trips wide right, one to the left. Another give to Christensen as he goes right up the gut in the A gap. He'll pick up a yard down to the 5. And this is typically when you'll see a flag route, a drag route from two guys. You're going to give Kirkland some options, but this is one of those balls too. When you make that pass, only your guy has to be the one that has an opportunity to catch it.
You're going to see it go to the corner, go to the back line of the end zone.
You don't want to give – you have points in your back pocket right now. You don't want to give those away. Christensen stays in the ball game. Right hip of Kirkland, an offset pistol look. Stafford at the bottom of the set and press coverage on the edges by the defense. Showing blitz. Here they come. Kirkland zips it out near side. Stafford's got it. He hauls it in for 6. DeAndre Stafford's 2nd touchdown of the ball game. And with 10:23 to go before halftime, UPIKE adds to its lead. It's 12-0. Beautiful little out route there by Kirkland to DeAndre Stafford. He beat his man off the line on the press coverage, and they zip it into the senior out of Opelika, Florida, and he hauls in touchdown number 2. Shuffler out for the extra point attempt to try to make it 13-0. Ball is back, it's down, kick is up, and splits the uprights. 13-0, 10:23 to go in the half. UPIKE leading Georgetown. We're back for more after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Well, how do you answer a 13-play drive that you force a turnover on downs? You do it with a 15-play drive that travels 67 yards in 7 minutes and ends in a touchdown. What a big stand on the backside after the defense forces the turnover on downs. And the Bears lead this one now 13-0 after Lee Kirkland tosses his second touchdown pass of the ball game. He is 12 of 15 for 105 yards. DeAndre Stafford has caught both of those touchdown balls. Kirkland in the contest, 138 all-purpose yards, including 33 of those on the ground. That has amassed 9+ of what the Bears had all week last week in the running attack.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier before the ball game. Do what you do best to the best of your ability, and that's what they have done so far.
Shuffler with a very weak kick that's fielded at the 10. Warren, a little stutter step. It gets upended as he gets to the 25. Coming in there making the stop was Bellegarde. 2 flags on the far sideline over by near the Tigers bench. And let's see how this plays out. UPIKE pointing obviously toward the other side.
You know, normally that would be some kind of a blocking infraction, I would think.
Especially in the area of where it is.
And Georgetown says it is because they're walking back.
They're already walking backward. And how many times, honestly, though, on a kickoff do you see a penalty marker go against the receiving or the kicking team?
Very seldom.
You don't see it often.
And usually it's up here for all sides.
Exactly. Usually when it's back this way, it's coming back here. We got a personal foul.
Wow.
So they're going to go half the distance of the goal from the 15. So should put it at the 12, 12 and a half, depending on what your flavor is. So now the Bears defense has Georgetown pinned deep in its own territory. And this is where you have to really lock in. Don't give up a cheap play that allows Georgetown to get out of this position. You've done your job offensively. Now the defense has got to settle in. 1st and 10 for Slonaker from his own 12. Motion man, far side to near. The handoff to Neal. Neal comes right up the A-gap. Pinballs off a couple of orange jerseys, but not a lot there.
3, maybe 4.
Ben Tate, the graduate student out of Spartansburg, South Carolina, the pride of Barnes High School, makes the stop. Gain of, give him 3, 2nd down, 7.
I will say this, the defensive coaches have done a great job in the off week getting ready for this game because they did not do that well last week.
Chris Elliott, their defensive coordinator, Kumari Tinsley, the defensive line coach. They've got their team really playing strong here thus far. 2nd and 7 between the hashes for Slonaker. Bears with 3 hats across the line. They send 3. Slonaker wants to throw, pumps, going for a deep ball. He's got a man down the far sideline who hauls it in on a great ball at the 50-yard line that Dylan Warren hauls in and moves the sticks as one pass play that quickly flips the side of the field, and Georgetown's out of trouble as they get it down inside of Bears territory to the 45. From the 16 all the way to the 45, Javion Shepard was the man in coverage, and they want to go quickly as they'll give it off to Neal, and he'll get it down to the 40. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
And they're going to go quick again. Defense better be ready.
Slonaker keeps it himself, tries to find a hole, and he gets absolutely speared. Chucky Moore comes off the A-gap, the junior out of Huntsville, Alabama, and nearly saws him in half. It's 3rd and 5. Georgetown 3 of 4 on 3rd down conversions today. They need the 35-yard line to move the sticks. Trips bunched up to the right. Neal in the right pocket of Slonaker. Bears with 4 hats across the line. Play clock's down to 10. Slonaker walks up to the line, makes an adjustment. Play clock at 5 as he resets. 3rd and 5. The give to Neal. Neal finds a big hole off the left side. 1st down yardage and more. And he's ridden out of bounds on the far sideline, but not until it moves the sticks. Making the stop was Brett Coleman, the junior out of Belfry, as he saves 6 points for the moment. But Neal's starting to get those big legs churning, and something cooking now for the Tigers here on this drive.
Yeah, I need to stop right here, try to get the momentum away from Georgetown a little bit.
Slonaker on 1st and 10 from the UPIKE 30, slings it out near sideline, has his
And
man
you gotta
there,
call that
Robinson.
hold.
Robinson slips free, gets inside. He gets
You got to call that.
Karan Thrower making the stop, but he got the hole because of the hold, but no infraction was thrown. They get a gain of 8 on the play, make it 9 down to the 22. They go quickly to Neal. Neal tries to cut it back inside. He gets upended. Chuck Moore coming in making the stop. But it will move the sticks and another Georgetown first down. 7 minutes left to play here in the opening half on a quick moving first half of play here on this beautiful afternoon in Pikeville. Reese Johnson in the backfield now, replacing Darius Neal. See if Sloniker takes his team and tries to go toward the end zone here on 1st and 10 from the 20. First trip inside the red zone for the visiting Tigers. Twin set for Sloniker. He'll move Johnson out of the backfield. Wants to throw right, coming back on a bubble screen. He's got his man there, Matt Miller, and he has met immediately. Alex Smith, the junior out of Dallas, Texas, was the first man there. He was assisted by several other players.
He got a kind spot. I thought he lost a yard, but they gave it back to the line of scrimmage.
So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. One high safety is Brett Coleman. Sloniker on the near side hash mark now. Brings a man in motion. The give off to Johnson. Johnson trying to go off right tackle, and he's going to fight for a couple after the initial contact down near the 15. It's going to be 3rd and 5 up as we go inside of 6 minutes to go. Again, at this point here, if you could get a stop and force a field goal attempt, you'd take those points.
Absolutely.
That would be a win at this stature
would.
of the game. So 3rd and 5. Georgetown 4 of 5 on 3rd down conversions here this afternoon. No, Neal is back in the ball game, and we've got something flying across the field. Looks like a plastic wrapper or a cup or something. And our official, man, he did a great job there tracking that one down just to pick it up and flip it the same direction it was traveling.
Just waited to win. We'll take it off the field for him, right?
Just give it another 3 seconds, and the guy you just threw it to would have been right at his feet. Either way, back underway we go. 5.5 to go.
Impressive.
It did look impressive. We'll put Neal to the right side. Let's see if they take him left, though. They will give it off to him. Neal searching for a hole, finds a hole off the left edge. The extra surge
down.
goes across the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and goal as he's down to the 8 on a run of 7-yard line. Or 7 yards, down to the 8. 5 of 6 are the Tigers on 3rd down conversions. Now can the Bears defense bend but not break? Far side hash mark, 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. Sloniker moves a man in motion. They'll give it off to Neal. Neal trying to follow his man to the right, cuts back inside and gets thrown to the ground, and a penalty marker flies, and that may
be face mask.
Yeah, because Mr. Neal's missing his lid. It's going to go on Elijah King Turner, the senior out of Oakland, California. He'll come to the sideline and be replaced by Tommy Turner. Yeah, when the running back comes out of the pile with no lid and you see the lid go flying, it's a pretty easy call.
Yeah. It shouldn't take that long to explain to the Whitehead either.
You wouldn't think. So we're going to get offsetting penalties here.
Bears got a break there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had an illegal formation on the Jets, on the motion man, that then was negated on the backside by the face mask. So we'll put the ball back at the 8-yard line and try it again. And that's huge because you're half the distance there. You go from the 8 to the 4. So we'll try 1st and goal again for the Tigers. Right between the hashes. Off goes Chase Benner. Back in is Dylan Warren. He's going to be joined out on the far sideline by Emmanuel Davis Jr. 3 receivers left, 1 right. They move a tight end in and attach. Pressure coming off the edge. They give it to Neal. Neal trying to fight for extra yardage. He's down inside the 5. And very close to getting in. Down inside around the 2. Looks like they'll put him at the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Got to get below the waist when you tackle.
Georgetown lines up quickly. They're going to feed the rock to Neal again as he dives off the left edge, and he's in for 6. And Georgetown's on the scoreboard It's 13-6 with 3:57 to play before halftime. Another long sustained drive by the visiting Tigers. This time ends in points as Darius Neal rumbles in for the touchdown. And Georgetown has it to within a one-score contest. Drew Rader, the junior out of Wooster, Ohio, out for the extra point attempt. Perfect 2 of 2 last week on those attempts. Low snap. Ball is down, and that's going nowhere. Bears snuffed that out. It must be something about this end down here. But flying in untouched was Alex Smith. So the extra point fails. 13-6, 3:57 to play in the first half. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. 12 plays, 88 yards, 6 minutes, 26 seconds off the clock. It ends in a Darius Neal 2-yard rushing touchdown. Extra point fails, 13-6 with 3:57 to play in the opening half. High booming kick to the far sideline, driving Royal England back to the goal line. He'll come out from 1 yard in. Finds a hole near side, and it's closed up very quickly as flying down and making the stop as a gentleman I don't have on the roster. Excuse me, 81. Okay, I couldn't tell 81 or 91. That was Trey Schoolin making the stop. So 3:52 to play before halftime. Bears will have the football on their own 14. Almost the exact positioning of where Georgetown took over on its last drive when it started back at the 12. Kirkland stays in an empty set. 4 hats across the line for the Tigers, 2 down linemen. Kirkland wants to throw on first down. Pocket collapses, steps up, gets free, and reaching out and making him slow down just enough to knock him off his feet was number 94, Jacob Harmon, 5'10", 290-pound senior out of Hamilton, Ohio. So give him a gain of 1 there, and Harmon probably saved another first down there as Kirkland had a lot of green space out in front of him. Williams in the backfield with Kirkland on 2nd down and 9. Trips right, 1 man to the left, that's Newton. Kirkland wants to throw, looking to the far side. He's got Williams on an underneath route. He gets sandwiched from behind by Tyler Snell, the linebacker. Nice gain there on 2nd down, makes up 3rd down and call it 2 on a gain of 7. 3 minutes to play in the opening half. 13-6, UPIKE in front of Georgetown. 22nd all-time meeting. Series dominated by the Tigers, 19-2. They've won the last 4 consecutive, including 35-14 last season. Kirkland an empty set on 3rd and 2. Looks right, floats it underneath, has his man there of Williams. Penalty marker flies on the far sideline. And typically on that side, it's against the offense. Now we'll see if, unless it was someone in a neutral zone infraction. That's what it looks like that the official just signaled. So the hold on the defense. They'll decline the penalty, take the result of the play, and move the sticks for another Bears first down.
That was a first down either way, but, you know.
So after the 22, 2:30 to play, we get the 2-minute timeout coming up. So the Bears probably with 1 more time to snap it before the 2-minute timeout. Deep motion from Williams. They'll swing it out to him on the near side. Gets a block as he cuts back into the 30 and then gets shoved off his feet by Clayton Melcher right in front of his bench. They'll take him out to the 31, a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And that'll take us to our 2-minute timeout with the Bears in front of the Tigers, 13-6. I was watching college football last week, and they were talking about, they said they were asked not to call it a 2-minute warning. I was like, first off, who are they?
Yeah.
And it's been called a 2-minute warning for how many years, and why do you not want to call it a 2-minute warning now?
Yeah.
And the best part of it is that on the new college football game, they call it a 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning, yeah.
And the guys that are on the college football game are the same guys that's on TV saying they were being told to call it the 2-minute stop or 2-minute timeout.
Both of us been doing this a long time. I've been covering UPIKE football since the inception. It's something that changes 1 year does not mean that my mind is going to register all that.
Still a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, absolutely what it is.
But it's a new element to the game that is added in, and it, again for UPIKE here, essentially gives them an extra timeout that they can use. It also on the other side helps out Georgetown too, because that's a timeout it doesn't have to take if you do get yourself in a situation of trying to get the football back with a little bit of time left over. Now the big thing here for the Bears, even if it doesn't go down and find points, you do not want to give the football back to Georgetown going to the locker room. So 2nd down, 8. Both teams have been very effective on 3rd downs today. UPIKE hoping that it doesn't have to get to a 3rd down on this one. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They'll go with an offset pistol as Soto flanking Christian. Kirkland wants to throw. Flush from the pocket, rolling out right, floats it across, had a ball tipped, and it's off the fingertips of Jalen Royal England, and it falls incomplete. After the tip, the safety Jason Hayes was barreling down, the senior out of Centerville, Ohio, thought he had the interception. It falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 8.
That was close twice.
Yes.
Big play right here. Bears really need a 1st down here.
Last year, Kirkland only threw for 108 yards in the loss up in Georgetown. Today, he's already at 121 with 2 tutties. 3rd down and 8. 3 and 5 are the Bears on 3rd down tries today. Let's see if the Tigers dial up a blitz. Pressure coming off the edge. Kirkland stands in a pocket, zips it across. He's got his man there. He can't haul it in. He was looking for Jalen Royal England. So an incompletion makes it 4th down and 8, and the Bears will have to punt for the first time today.
Yeah, Georgetown going to call a timeout here, I would imagine. Yep.
And no need to have to call a timeout, though. The clock stops for the incompletion.
No, they're going to put 152 back on the clock.
Yeah, I think the clock continued to roll. That's what it was. So back to return is Dylan Warren. And Austin Shuffler has got to hang one here. Low end over end kick. It'll take a bounce in favor of the Tigers and be downed at the 39-yard line of Georgetown. So Georgetown with 3 timeouts remaining, trailing 13-6 and a minute 44 to go down and find points here to close the first half, and they get the football to start quarter number 3. Stay tuned with us at the half. We'll check all the scoring and stats from this one. Scores from around NAIA football as well as top 25 action in the major conferences around college football. Nearly a major upset today at Penn State with Bowling Green.
That would have been huge.
That would have been big. So Garrick Sloniker, the junior, starts down 7 with the football in a minute 44 to operate. He'll zip it out quickly. He's got Jamarcus Robinson. Cuts back inside, stood up at the 45, and then falls forward. Making the final stop there was Tommy Turner, the junior out of Benicia, California. 2nd down and 1. The handoff to Neal. Neal cuts it right back up the seam on the right side and moves the sticks for another first down. 9th first down of the ball game for the Tigers, who have the football down inside of Bears territory at their 46. Twin set for Sloniker. 3 hats across the line for the Bears. They rush 3. Sloniker eyes downfield, steps up in the pocket, finds a hole, and then he comes in, and then Chuck Moore lowers the shoulder, and he's going to give him a free 15. And he's going to draw the attention of Coach Corey Phipps as he brings him to the sideline for a tongue lashing. So you're going to move at 15 from the spot. And that's huge because you had him bottled up with only a couple of yards, and you're going to add to it. Let's check in with our white hat and see what our final decision is. So 15 on the end of the play, so out to the 15. So that takes it down now to the 30. Still a minute 10 left to play in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of time.
And all of a sudden, how things have shifted. Momentum has found himself a new seat on the far sideline with the visiting Tigers. 60 seconds we go inside of. Slonaker takes it on 1st down and 10 between the hashes. Moves Neal from the right to the left. Wants to throw, looking left, airs it out, has a man wide open on the far sideline as Jamarcus Robinson runs underneath it and hauls it in for the 30-yard touchdown strike. That's Robinson's first catch of the season. Excuse me, his 4th here today. He had no catches last week. And the touchdown goes in from 30 yards out. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game with 46 seconds to play in the opening half. So Robinson did not catch a ball last week. This week, 4 catches for 64 and a touchdown. So Raider out for the extra point attempt. High snap, it's down, it's up, and is good. So we're even at 13. Now the other side, Charlie, you've got UPIKE with, they're going to get probably roughly about 40 seconds and 3 timeouts to try to go down the field and find points here. And this is where this team seems to operate at its best.
Well, you're right. I mean, they are a 2-minute offensive team. And, 46 seconds right now is an eternity for them sometimes.
Now the other side of this, too, is that Lee has worked a lot of underneath routes, quick check downs, not really stretched the field that we've seen so far. That you're going to have to go down the field on at least one ball here.
I think maybe do the pump fake and throw long, But if right now you got to look at the sideline routes, know where that marker's at, try to do anything you can to stop the clock.
And again, the big thing is that if you can get yourself in a position to get out of bounds and save one of those timeouts, it obviously allows you to move the ball in the middle of the field once you get down into the score zone. So that last drive took only 58 seconds, 4 plays, 61 yards. And Eric Slonaker, 30 yards to Jamarcus Robinson. And a deep kickoff into the end zone. And I don't, that's not what you do there.
Yep.
I mean, you've had the return man bottled up both times. You've kept him inside the 20, and you take no time off the clock.
That's true.
You gotta at least try to burn off, 5-6 seconds there. So the Bears will get it at the 25-yard line rather than this is the best starting field position it's had in the football game. So 3 full timeouts with Kirkland and the offense on the field. They'll start with Brandon Newton all alone at the bottom of the set on the boundary next to his bench. 3 receivers wide right. Kirkland on 1st and 10, surveying, zips it out. He's got Newton near side inside the 35, and he's gang tackled out of bounds. Leading the charge there was Justin Richardson. Also in there, Chad Holloran and Tyler Snell out of the linebacking core.
Well, 3 of the linebackers were trying to keep him in bounds. That fourth one knocked him out.
So that'll move the sticks and another first down for the Bears. 14th of the ball game. Same set. Blitz coming up the middle. It's picked up. Kirkland zips it out. He's got Newton again, who goes up, had it in his mitts, and can't haul it in. He was down inside of Georgetown territory. Tyler Snell was there to pop it free the rest of the way. A little bit of a ball that maybe sailed on Kirkland. It brings up 2nd down 10. Clock resting, 35 seconds to go in the opening half. Empty set for Kirkland, Soto, and Newton on the near side. 4-man rush. Kirkland with all kinds of time. Floats it near sideline, looking for Soto, and it's over top of his head. In coverage downfield was John Carter Myers. Passes incomplete as 3rd and 10. That's the first time, I believe, in the ball game that Kirkland's thrown back-to-back incomplete passes.
Yeah.
So they need the 49 with the ball at the 41. 29.7 seconds to go. Soto comes off. Back in as Amon Williams. 2 high safeties. Blitz coming off the edge. They give it off to Williams, and he gets stonewalled in the hole. As leading the charge was Lawson Vaughn, the senior out of Pickerington, Ohio. And Williams got a big pop as he got to the edge there on the right side. He's going to, I think they're going to mark the football, lose at least one or two. They're going to take him back to the 37 on a loss of 2.
Well, you obviously have to punt it here. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah, so taking the timeout, though, is Georgetown. That's their first, so 22 seconds left to play in the half. And now you've got to get the football in play and, more importantly, not give up a big return.
It's going to be interesting to see how they come out with this one. You know, obviously, Pikeville wants to get a good punt with no return on it, I would think.
The issue is, though, that Shuffler, when he kicks this one away, now they're actually going to bring out, this time they're going to bring Alex Hatton out instead of Shuffler. He's kicking into the wind.
Yeah.
So does have a stiff wind blowing into his face. Hatton did kick one ball last week, and he hung a beauty. They've got everybody up, nobody back to return.
Well, we could get a roughing punter kick would be a nice penalty you see right now, as long as punter's not hurt.
10 guys across the line. Dylan Warren back. Here's Hatton, and before they get it away, I believe Corey Phipps burns a timeout, and he does. So UPIKE kicks it away, but it was a timeout before the ball was good, which is a good thing because Hatton did not get a lot on it.
No.
And this is a ball that you want to try to keep down low, especially if there's nobody back there.
Yeah, you want something to give you a good roll.
Yes, get a kind of a check and let it tumble end over end and let it roll as far as it can possibly do. And the more important thing is it's going to continue to burn clock until somebody gets there to down that football.
Don't down it. Just
Yeah.
let
the officials blow the whistle. Yeah, if there's nobody back there, do not go anywhere near the football. So they did roll off about 2 seconds there.
They'll make them put it back to 22, yeah.
Yeah. So UPIKE opened with a 13-0 lead. Georgetown got on the board and then forced a UPIKE punt and then wasted no time of going right down the field and punching it in on 4 plays, 61 yards. And that's where we currently stand in a 13-13 stalemate. Both teams missing extra point attempts on this same end zone to the back of the Bears. So now they've moved Warren back. So 10 men coming after the ball. Now Warren's going to come up as well. And Hatton, an end-over-end kick, and it's a dandy. It'll check up and will stop around the 33-yard line. So 13 seconds remaining. So still 2 timeouts remaining for Georgetown, a couple of shots downfield if it wants to try to take it. And the Tigers will get the football to start the second half.
I suspect they may just run it and run the clock out here. Don't take a chance putting it in the air.
After last week, Sloniker was picked off 4 times, and they're going to be content going to the locker room in a 13-13 ball game. Sloniker will put it on a knee, burn off the final 10 seconds, and we'll head to halftime here at Hilliard Howard Field in Pikeville. A dandy 13-13 we have at the break. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll break it all down. Check our first half numbers, scores from around the country, and get you ready for what's going to be a very entertaining second half. Tigers and the Bears, even at 13. We continue after this on the halftime show on the UPIKE Sports Network.
All right, Coach, we played pretty well this half. What's the message that you're taking into your locker room at halftime?
You know, we got to finish things, and we can't have stupid penalties that push us off the field. So we had a couple of those in that drive. Ultimately, you know, we're playing strong against, you know, number 5 team in the country. So, you know, tied at halftime, they get the ball, we get a stop. We got to get some scores in the second half and try to get some stops. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll send it back to y'all.
your dreams at the University of Pikeville.
Twenty-second meeting between these two teams. The series that started all the way back in 2001. Georgetown won that initial matchup, 56-21. They've played 16 consecutive seasons and then paused during 2017 and 18. Fired things back up in 2019, and that's when it bookended back-to-back wins and the only two wins for UPIKE. They won in 16, 10-7, 37-31 back in 2019. Charlie, they're trying to do something here that they haven't done in 5 years. That's beat Georgetown, but they're trying to do something they've never done, and that's win here at home against the Tigers.
It's funny, the only two wins have come at Georgetown. They had a couple of opportunities they couldn't follow through with, but, that's kind of the way the football bounces, as they say. But I think they've had a really good first half of play, just a couple of mistakes here and there. If they can iron those things out, especially on the defensive end, get some stops on third down, make a big difference in this ballgame.
Some of those long, sustained drives, though, have just been backbreaking. He says, again, you don't want to leave your team sitting out on the field tonight for 35, 40 minutes if you can. I mean, it's just something you've got to find a way to get yourself off the field in third down.
Yeah, it's at the third down is such a huge play. You give up a couple of them, but you got to get at least. You got to have at least 2 or 3 stops in this second half. Really, in this third quarter.
And it'll be a big third quarter to start things off as Georgetown has the football and a chance to grab the lead for the first time in the ballgame. Let's run through scores around major college football today in top 25. Number 1, Georgia's putting away Tennessee Tech, 48-0. That game about to go final. Northern Illinois leading Notre Dame, 13-7. That game just before halftime. Number 11, Utah in front of Baylor, 23-0. And 22nd ranked Louisville in front of Jacksonville State, 28-14. Finals today, number 3, Texas goes to the Big House up in Michigan. They win that one 31-12. Penn State starves off the upset bid from unranked Bowling Green as they win that one 34-27. Oklahoma State over Arkansas, 39-31. Kansas State comes from behind to beat Tulane 34-27. And it's Syracuse knocking off 23rd ranked Georgia Tech 31-28, which makes Florida State look even worse.
Yep, that's true.
NAIA scores. Lindsey Wilson defeats Point 33-20. Cumberland knocks off Union 38-14. One of the games still to go today, St. Andrews at Anderson University. All right, ready to get the second half underway. As Austin Shuffler will tee it up. He'll kick it with the wind at his back here for the third 15-minute series in this ball game. 2 men deep. Dylan Warren on the near side. Deep back to return far side is Jamarcus Robinson.
We're on video and it's easier now.
Shuffler with the approach. End over end kick, a very short kick. It's going to be fielded by the up man inside the 20 as he'll take it across the 30-yard line. That was Drew Baker that made the reception. So great field position for Georgetown on a short kick from Scheffler.
See if the Bear defense can get this run game under control here. They struggled against the run last week.
30 minutes of football, we've had 1 punt. And that was, I guess 2 there toward the end. But Georgetown found a little bit of offensive rhythm there later on. Let's see if it transitions over here to the third quarter. Neal starts on the right side now. Sloniker from the gun. They'll hand it off to Neal, trying to bounce it to the outside. Still stretching. Little toe tap as he cuts back in on the seam. And just shy of the 40-yard line. They'll put him at the 39. That's a gain of 8.
You can't give up 8 yards on first down. That just gives them so much more things they can do with the football.
And just so patient there on that stretch play. Tight end of Luke Olive on the near side with Neal in the right pocket. 2 receivers, boundary right, 1 wide left. 3 hats across the line for the Bears. They'll move the tight end to the left side. Sloniker on 2nd down and 2. They'll give it off to Neal. Neal comes back to the right edge. He'll stick his nose in the hole, and they'll move the sticks. And another first down. 12th first down in the ball game for Georgetown.
See, that's really not a bad defensive play. You only gave up 3 yards.
Problem is you give 8 on the other
time,
side,
yeah.
yes. Neal gashed this team last year for 140 yards on 14 totes. 16 for 58 here today. Play clock down at 15. Sloniker takes the snap, airing it out, trying to go for a deep ball down the far sideline, and Javion Shepard runs underneath it. They were trying to go deep to Dylan Warren. It falls incomplete and brings up 2nd down and 10 as Georgetown tried to catch UPIKE sleeping.
Yeah, with really kind of a trick play there, the way they snapped it.
Looked toward the sideline thinking that they were going to make an adjustment, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball to Sloniker, and he was able to haul it in. It was a high snap, but he was able to haul it in and make the deep throw, but a nice job there by Javion Shepard to knock it away. 2nd and 10. Man goes in motion on a deep route. Bears bring 3. They give it off to Neal. Neal in the A gap, met immediately after getting to the 45-yard line. In there first was Chuck Moore. Also on the stop was nose tackle Landon Rowe.
All right, big play. You made a great start to this drive. Now get a stop right here on 3rd down.
3rd and 7 as we approach 13 minutes to play here in the opening minutes of the second half. Neal stays with Sloniker in the backfield. In the right pocket, an offset pistol. 2 receivers left, 1 right. 4 hats across the line for the Bears, showing blitz up the middle. They'll move a man in motion now. That's Miller. Sloniker wants to throw. Comes back underneath, has his man there, and he loses him as he slips free as it's Jamarcus Robinson. They had him stopped short, and he slips free on the second effort. It goes across the line to gain and moves the sticks for another first down, and Georgetown wants to go quickly. They quickly line up. Sloniker wants to take it himself, and he gets driven. Ball's loose as it goes forward out to the 45.
Flag, dead ball.
And their quarterback is very slow to come up, and also now a lineman as coming to his feet slowly was Jack Bayless, the left guard.
So that has to be an offensive penalty if they stop play.
So Bayless comes off. In comes Drew Burke, the redshirt freshman out of Raceland. And we're going an illegal shift against Georgetown. So not only does your quarterback get absolutely rocked, you lose one of your offensive linemen in the process. You get 5 yards on the backside of it, you got him behind the sticks, and this is where the defense really has to stand tall.
Yes.
So move it back across midfield to the Tigers' 49-yard line and make it first down and 15.
You hit him like that a couple times, you'll start hearing footsteps.
Matthew Hines in the ball game for his first action. He'll be lined up at the top of the set on the wide side left. Neal in the left pocket comes to the right side now for Sloniker on 1st and 15. Play action, quick out, brings it out. They've got their man there of Matt Miller. He's met immediately by Karan Thrower, but a nice gain on first down, sets up 2nd down and very manageable. Take him down to the 41-yard line.
So 10-yard pickup, yeah.
So 2nd and 5 after the 10-yard pickup. The flip the tight end to the near side. That's Olive on the boundary right. 3 receivers wide left. Neal right side of Sloniker on the gun. Now to the left pocket they go. Play action. Little bubble screen inside. Miller's got it. He turns and cuts back inside, and he was short. Tommy Turner making the stop. It's 3rd down. This has been the bugaboo for UPIKE today defensively. Georgetown has converted on 6 out of 7 3rd down attempts.
Well, I think we all know who's going to get the football right here. I mean, there's no question. You just got to get in there and get your nose in there and get to him.
And you have to wonder, though, is this where you try to catch everybody thinking nose down the football and try to go up top and thinking this is still 4-down territory? 3rd down and 2 inside of 11 to play. Sloniker takes a look to the sideline. Play clock's at 6 as he resets. Bears loading the line. Low snap, the give to Neal. Neal finds a crease. He is upended, but he'll get enough on that first head of steam to move the sticks and another first down, number 14 in the ball game.
Half a yard, you know.
And we got a player down for UPIKE. That's Chuck Moore, inside linebacker from Huntsville, Alabama. So an injury timeout with 10:25 to play here in the third. We're all tied at 13. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. .10:18 to go in the third. First down and 10 after Chuck Moore's help to the sideline. Two men shift from the right to the left now. Slonaker taking his sweet time as the play clock rolls down. Wants to throw on first down. Pressure coming off the edge. Airing it out. Going deep. Has a man on a deep post route, but he overthrows him. He was looking for Clayton Davis. In tow right behind was Alex Smith. Also there was Karan Thrower. Second down and 10. Clock resting one tick inside of 10 minutes to go in the third. First time we've seen the Tigers try to go up top on first down.
Yeah.
See if they go back to Neal here. Again, they'll shift two guys around, moving the tight end right. Neal to the right. Out to Neal. Had him for a moment. Leaps forward after having his legs taken out from underneath him. Coming downhill was Brett Coleman, the safety. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4. It's going to be third down and long.
Of course, this may be 4-down territory. That's the old Cronin methodology. This is 4-down territory for him.
And now Sayao is injured. So another player off the defensive line. Silo Sayao, the junior out of California. He's very gimpy trying to stay on his feet. So if you're just joining us, we've had a heck of a football game. The way this thing started off, UPIKE put 2 touchdowns on the board, one in the first, one in the second, both on Lee Kirkland to DeAndre Stafford touchdown passes. The first one, a 9-play, 83-yard drive. The second one, 15-play, 67 yards, a 7-minute drive. UPIKE led at 13-0 with 10:23 to play in the half. Then Georgetown got things rolling. Darius Neal capped off a 12-play, 88-yard drive, 6:26. And then Slonaker goes through the air to Jamarcus Robinson for 30 yards. And a 4-play, 61-yard drive evens things at 13 apiece with 46 seconds to go in the opening half. So it brings back in Landon Rowe, the nose tackle position there from Sayao. So third down and 7. Georgetown has only failed on 1 third-down conversion try today out of 8 tries. Robinson goes in a deep motion. They'll give this one off to Robinson, and
nice
he gets
hit.
absolutely blown up. Coming
out.
through the hole untouched. That's Clayton Hutto, the freshman from Thomasville, Georgia. That one registered on the Richter scale.
Oh, yeah.
What a big pop there by the defensive back from Thomas County High School.
Field goal.
We're going to get a field goal attempt from the
50-yard
kicker.
attempt.
He had this leg in warm-ups at coming out of the second half. I've got a red flag on the far sideline.
What are you going to challenge?
They're challenging targeting. That's the only thing I can.
I didn't know that was a challengeable call.
I don't know. I mean, that's.
Well, that's interesting.
So either way, Nate Kraft will line up for the field goal attempt.
Well, if it's targeting, it'll be a first down.
Yeah, it'll be an automatic if it comes out on that. And again, if you challenge this and Chris Oliver's challenge is unsuccessful, and it would be the first challenge that we've seen that would be successful, by the way. it would take away a very valuable timeout because he would only have one timeout remaining the rest of the game, or 2 timeouts remaining the rest of the game.
Don't you have to be defenseless for it to be targeting?
I mean, he got met in the hole.
Yeah,
now again, you cannot lead with the crown of the
head,
helmet.
right.
And that's the only question is that as he comes in there, where was that contact made? But at some point, you have
officials looking at him right then, though.
Well, I was going to say, at some point, you have to understand it. There's still the object and the art of football in there somewhere.
Yep.
You know, when you're flying in to fill a gap in a hole of trying to keep a guy, you're not exactly trying to aim your body the direction that you want it to be perfectly.
It didn't take long,
No.
whatever the call is going to be.
Let's see what our white hat has to say here after the very quick review.
Yeah. No targeting on the play.
No targeting on the play. So it will
Not
be.
surprised.
No. So it will be 4th down and 7.
And they lose a timeout.
They will lose a timeout, so they have 2 to remain for the rest of the game. And now Nate Kraft, the junior out of Salem, Virginia, will try to boot this one 50 yards into the wind. The wind has died down somewhat.
Question.
Yes.
Why would you ice your own kicker?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I guess you want the first down. Jake Ambergy will hold. Ball is back. It's down. Kick is up. Has the distance. It's wide right. Bent it wide right. Had plenty of leg. That thing was good from 55.
That's what he did in warm-ups a while ago, actually.
He was pulling left or pushing right. Had plenty of leg, but the Bears defense holds and gets the football back here with 8:50 to play in the third. And more importantly, a big defensive stop coming out of the halftime period.
I was going to call him a Cronin disciple, but that was not. That was Cronin did not kick field goals.
It didn't work.
No.
So now let's see if Lee Kirkland can get his offense ramped back up after the possession to start the second half here. He'll start back in that empty set. 4 hats across the line for the visiting Tigers. Kirkland on 1st and 10, looking near side. Dumps it off underneath side. Williams throws on the brakes and gets dragged to the ground as he's wrapped up immediately by Chad Holler, in the senior out of Frankfort, Kentucky. Give him a gain of 4, maybe 5, nope, 6 actually. They'll take him up to the 38-yard line, so 2nd down and 4. Again, anytime you're 5 or more on first down, that is a good series.
Absolutely, good start.
2 high safeties, 1 linebacker standing in the middle, the other guy's out wide.
Middle blitz.
Kirkland sees it, gets rid of it. Williams makes the grab, but he's going to be right at the distance for the marker to gain, and they'll move the sticks. 15th first down of the ball game for UPIKE.
So that was great read by him and a great read by the center to pick up that blitz, too, and give him enough time.
And they have done a really good job with that, of picking up that blitz when the guys come up the middle, because that's where they've been sending most of the blitzes. Marshall Jefferson, the sophomore from Lee Summit, Missouri, the center for the Bears this season. On 1st and 10, they'll give it off to Williams, and Williams gets spun to the ground, loses the football. They'll say he was down by contact, though. So the ball came out after he was ruled down. So at the 42-yard line. So a gain of 2.
No, loss of 1.
Yeah, excuse me, loss of 1. My mistake.
It's all right.
So very fortunate there. Second time the ball's been put on the turf. The first one was a really nice play by the Bears, in which the guy was hanging on with one hand and grabbing the ball with the other. Kirkland, blitz coming. Stands in a pocket, throws it underneath. He's got Stafford there. Stafford makes the cut, has first down yardage and more as he gets down to the Tigers' 45-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play, 1st and 10. First down number 16 in the ball game.
Smart official there, because he was getting ready to use him for a pick, and he said, I'm getting out of here.
I am ducking out of this one. I want no part of this play. Kirkland wants to go quick. The handoff to Christensen. Christensen bounces it to the near side, spins inside, still on his feet as he's rumbling down the center of the field, and he'll take it down to the 31-yard line on a gain of 14.
That's maybe the best run of the season right there.
Christensen came into the ball game with 1 carry for -3 yards last year, 17 for 70 Also caught 11 balls for 48. They go right back to him again. Darts right off the right edge of the tackle and gets inside the 25 down to the 23. That's a gain of 8, 2nd and 3. Excuse me, 2nd and 2.
I thought they might go quick again, but,
And this is, I think, a big possession here. You want 7 in this series. 2 receivers right, 1 left. That's Stafford. Grant Scott and an H-back. High snap. The give to Christensen, and that time they needed to pull that one back as he was met in the backfield, and Jackson Galliard nearly took the handoff, the junior from Versailles, Kentucky, and that sets up 3rd down.
worked really good when you're running quick, but when you give them time to sit and think about it.
And if Lee pulls that one out, he is off the edge untouched. And unfortunately, that time on the RPO read it wrong. Showing blitz up the middle are the Tigers. They get a motion. It's a free play. Kirkland goes right down the middle. They're going to say it was unevaded, and they're going to blow it dead. They had Diego Soto that released, and they're going to call a false start against the offense. So the defensive line jumps. They snap the football. So the only thing they can say is that something happened prior to that drew off the defense into it.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
So now behind the sticks as it goes back to the 27. Back to the 32 now. Need the 21 to move the sticks. So 3rd and 11.
They're coming again.
Safeties are playing downhill. They're going to drop one high safety. Outside edges are open if they want it. That's where they go. They've got a man on an out route, and he overthrows him.
He had him wide open underneath.
They were going to Jordan Williams on that out route. When he read the one high safety, they ran right underneath it, and it flies incomplete. It's 4th down.
Tyrese Christian was wide open for the first down right underneath.
So we'll see if the offense stays out. They're not in field goal range.
No, so that's a 45-yard field goal at best.
So this is either one of the plays they can go for it, or Kirkland can try to pooch kick it and pin it deep. Kirkland will go for it on 4th down. Stands in the pocket. He's got a man down the seam. That's Grant Scott who makes the grab, and it'll move the sticks on another UPIKE first down. 18th of the ball game. A beautiful release by Grant Scott down the seam, untouched. And the Bears take it down inside the orange zone as they'll go down to the 16.
Yep,
they're right at the 16-yard line, just shy of the 15.
I mean, just a great read, great play right there by both.
Kirkland now at 174 through the air. He's got 3 receivers wide left. That's Scott, Soto, and Stanford. They'll give it off to Christensen. Christensen on a sweep, tries to cut it up in the middle, and he is sandwiched immediately as he runs into the big outstretched arms of Jamel Smith, 6'1", 270-pound sophomore defensive tackle out of Xenia, Ohio. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Eleventh play of the drive coming up on this snap for the Bears. Inside of 4 minutes to play in the third. All knotted at 13. Our score at the break. Tigers showing blitz. Here they come. Kirkland picks it up. Looks left. Going to the back of the end zone. He's got Soto there. Hauls it in. Beautiful pass and touch and catch. 16-yard touchdown strike from Lee Kirkland. And UPIKE regains the lead.
Great touch on that pass. Only man that could get it was Soto.
Found zone coverage. He ran right underneath it and threw it. Hauls it in right at the corner. And UPIKE regains the lead now. And see if they go for the extra point or 2. They're going to go out for the extra point and keep it at a 7-point win. They got an unsportsmanlike conduct on DeAndre Stafford at the end of the play. So the touchdown is good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah. It's not good for us. We don't kick it deep enough to get those kind of penalties.
So a good sustained drive after the defense makes a stand. They go down and find 6. Now Austin Shuffler for the extra point attempt, and he bangs that one straight down the middle and makes it a 7-point lead. 20-13, 3:47 to play in the third. We're back for more after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Eleven plays 52 yards, 5 minutes, 3 seconds. It takes UPIKE to go down the field. A 16-yard strike from Lee Kirkland to Diego Soto, his third passing touchdown of the day. Extra point is true, and it's 20-13 UPIKE with 3:47 to play here in the third. The 15-yard infraction against Stafford is enforced on the kickoff, and Scheffler will kick it from the 20. And a very short kick on the near sideline, and Warren loses it out of bounds as he runs underneath it. And that's probably the best break that UPIKE could have got on that kickoff.
Yeah, this ball's going to be right at it. Looks like the
31, 32-yard line.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was about as good as you could get.
Let's see where they're going to spot him.
Oh.
No, they're going to spot him even further back.
Yeah,
so back to the 27, so even better.
That's almost good as kicking it in the end zone.
Yeah, 100%. So now let's see what Sloniker and his crew can do down by 7. They'll flush Neal out, swing it out to him on the far side and the wide side of the field. Tries to hurdle through, and he gets wrapped up as he comes across the top.
He's going to have to give that up. He's going to get hurt.
Tommy Turner wrapped him around the feet and held him up after he goes across the 35 to the 36. But that's a gain of 9 at 2nd down and 1.
I'm sure not sure there wasn't a chop block on the end over there too. So man went down pretty quick.
They'll bunch it up now inside the hash marks on 2nd down and 1. They'll move their big tight end of Olive to the near sideline. 4 hats across the line now for the Bears. Play action. Sloniker wants to throw, zips it out near side. He's got his man on a comeback route on Matt Miller with a diving grab at the 46, and another first down for the Tigers, their 15th of the ball game.
I mean, that was a perfect throw. I mean, perfect catch.
Georgetown wants to go quickly again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 receivers left, 1 right.
Yeah, Bears showed up that time, made him change his plans.
I would say you'll see a healthy dose right here of Neal something up on a sweep. Give to Neal. Neal stutter steps into the hole and drags the pile across the 50 to the 49. Ben Tate making the stop, the graduate student out of Spartansburg, South Carolina. But gain of 6, and then Tate slow to come up. So more injuries on that defensive front 3. We've already seen Sayal go down, and then another man go down after him. So now you don't want to have another big piece of your puzzle off the defensive front there of Ben Tate. He's been so huge in his time here in Pikeville. As a certified athletic training staff, Jeff and Morgan Curley head out to take a look at him, looking like they're addressing the left lower extremity, foot ankle area.
Looks like he's walking off under his own power. That's good.
Little gimpy coming to the sideline. Certainly hope that it was maybe just got stepped on and everything's good to go. He's a guy you need on that defensive front. If they've got a rotation that they roll in, I mean, that's one of the big things. They'll bring in Mahalane Pule, the graduate out of St. Mary's, Georgia. So 2nd and 6. Tigers have the ball on the Bears' 49-yard line. Sloniker takes, give it off to Neal. Neal bounces it back to the left, met in the hole. He's going to be short of the distance to gain as he'll be stood up at the 46. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Another big opportunity here for the Bears defense, as this would not more than likely be 4-down territory for Georgetown. They're 7 of 9 on third-down conversions, but a big third-down stop on the last time resulted in a field goal attempt that missed wide right. Bears put 5 guys across the line. Slonaker on 3rd down and 2 on the near side. Brings Olive in motion, and then he'll set him off on the left edge. They'll give it off to Neal. Neal trying to bounce it to the outside. He's met in the hole. His second spin down should put him in the mark, and they will go ahead and move the sticks, and he'll move the sticks on the 16th first down of the ball game. Second effort by the 215-pound tailback out of Frederick Douglass High School. He'll take a breather as Reese Johnson checks back in. There's something about those big backs, the way they churn those legs. Yeah. If you don't get the initial contact, they're going to get that extra surge. Inside of a minute to go here in the third. Georgetown with the football inside of Bears territory. Johnson goes in motion. They look it out toward him. He pumps, comes back toward the middle. Man was in the backfield, had him for a second, but then flying in and finishing it up was Myson Livingston. As Clayton Hutto came untouched and he blew right past Slonaker, and he was kind of beating himself out there on the field knowing that he missed a big one.
Yep. But that's still a good play, though. 2nd down and 13 now, or 12.
Georgetown does not have to snap it, so they will not snap it as we'll head to the 4th, and we'll head down to the field. As Morgan Dixon will talk with Coach Corey Phipps as we head to the 4th and final stanza. Coach is in a jog, headed down there. He was on the opposite end of the field, so he's got to hustle back up here to get with Morgan. But a good third quarter as UPIKE leads this one 20-13. Let's head down with Morgan as she's joined with Coach Corey Phipps.
All right, Coach, we're heading into this last quarter with a 20-13 lead. What do we need to do to ensure we come out with this win?
Well, we got to get some stops and get some scores. Pretty simple. The stat that's never failed is if you score more points, you win. So if we can get a stop right here, get another score, start using some opportunities to capitalize on some things, I think we'll be okay.
All right. Thank you. We'll send it back to y'all.
3 quarters in the books, 15 minutes to play. UPIKE looking for its 3rd win in this 22nd meeting all time between Georgetown. More importantly, it would be its first ever win here on the home soil. And they lead it by 7 as we start the 4th and final stanza. 2nd down and 12 for Georgetown, moving right to left as we view it here. We'll send a man in motion. Slonaker on 2nd down. Takes, gives it off to Neal. Neal a stutter step ahead of steam, leaps off that right edge, and he continues to act like he's running in the hurdles. He runs into Brett Coleman and Clayton Hutto. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5 coming up. They want to go quick. They'll shovel it out to him. Penalty markers all over the place. Now the question is, was the offense set? And that's probably not it, looking by the way that they're –
we had a defensive player not get off the field right in front of the lineman. My question is, for substituting, should they have not stopped them? That's on the officials, because if they're substituting, they allow them to get a player on the field, don't they?
Yes. So we got an illegal substitution on UPIKE. So the result of the penalty will move the sticks and a 1st down.
I think that one's on the officials. If there was a substitution allowed, they're supposed to stop play long enough both teams will be able to substitute.
Now the question is that did Georgetown roll in a substitute?
I don't know.
That's the question.
Okay.
So if they roll in a substitute, then yes, you have the opportunity to. If not,
then we should never substitute.
Then you are basically at peril of getting your guy on and off in time before they snap the football, and Georgetown caught UPIKE with that opportunity. So a fresh set of downs on the penalty, the 17th of the contest for the Tigers, is now they're threatening to push it down near the red zone with a fresh set of downs on the 32 of the Bears. They'll shift 2 men to the right. That's Benner and Neal. Sloniker wants to throw on first down, stands in the pocket, zips it across. He's got his man, Jamarcus Robinson, and Robinson takes it across the 10 down to the 9, and it's 1st and goal. Robinson did not have a catch coming into this game. He just got his 6th ball. He's approaching 100 yards in the afternoon, and it's 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. And again, holding here to 3 would be huge for this team. 6 catches for 96 now for Robinson.
You better learn how to stop the run right here. You're going to get a steady diet.
Play clock's at 5 as Sloniker will take it at 3. Turns looking right and just throws that one into the ground. He was looking for Dylan Warren. He was well covered as Javion Shepard was blanking him on the post. 2nd down and goal. And that was probably a very smart play there by Sloniker. He did not have the window. Just throw it toward the area that guy is and throw it at his feet.
I'm surprised they didn't run it.
Yeah, especially there on 1st down. Go see what you can get, and then that leaves you a couple of downs to work with. Tight end in motion. Handoff, Neal. Searching for a hole right side. Spins and comes back in, and he is met in the hole. Hutto was there. Also back in was Ben Tate, who went out after a player stepped on his ankle. So they give him a gain of 1 to the 8. It's 3rd and goal. Big defensive stand there by the Bears. They'll take Benner off. They'll bring in Matt Miller. Twin set with Neal in the backfield. 3rd and goal from the 8. Inside of 13 to play in the contest. 7-point lead for the Bears here on Military Appreciation Day. Play clock at 6 as Sloniker wants to throw. Floating it toward the backcourt of the end zone. He's got his man there, and he can't haul it in. Was looking for Jamarcus Robinson. It was Brett Badman Coleman who was on the protection that got a hand up in there just enough to not allow Robinson to haul it in. And the Bears defense holds and are going to force a Drew Rader field goal attempt. So from the far side hash mark at the 15, it'll be a 25-yard kick. Wind blowing left to right into the face of Rader, the junior. It's back, it's down. Kick is up and is good. So the Tigers come away with 3 instead of 7, but UPIKE leads it 20-16 with 12:34 to play in the ballgame. We return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Play 65 yards, 6 minutes, 11 seconds. And Georgetown has to settle for a 25-yard Drew Rader field goal. It's 20-16 UPIKE with 12:34 to play in the contest. Booming kick. It hangs up. Fielded at the 7. Soto cuts it back inside, and he gets stood up shy of the 20 on a big pop coming downhill. As that was Drew Rader, Jackson Gallier, the linebacker that comes in there and makes the big pop on Soto. So now, Charlie, you've got a 4-point lead. The defense stood tall, held it to 3 after the long sustained drive. How big is it now to go down and find a touchdown?
Oh, right now it's huge. It gives you momentum and disheartens Georgetown a little bit because Georgetown not in that position often enough. See how they deal with it.
Kirkland today, 21 of 29, 190 yards after throwing for 441 last week. Had 4 touchdowns. He has 3 here today. He'll take it on 1st and 10. A quick out. I'm going to man it across the middle. That's Jalen Royal Illand. As he's just shy of the 25. They'll give him the 24-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Illand, a big game last week. 4 catches, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He just kind of surged onto the scene. Twin set for Kirkland on 2nd and 5. Pressure coming off the edge. Kirkland sees it, comes near side. He's got his man there, and he can't hook up with it. It was just out of the reach of Jordan Williams, the junior from Sacramento. Had him on a little up-and-out route on a linebacker in coverage of Tyler Snell. It's incomplete as 3rd and 5. Clock resting with 11:55 to play.
That's a half a step or half a second longer on the pass, and it's complete.
And you have a linebacker covering a wide receiver. You've got the matchup you wanted. You just could not get it in position. Bears 3 of 8 on 3rd down conversions today. They were 6 of 13 last week in the loss to Campbellsville. Kirkland in a twin set. 4-man rush. They've got a man over the far side, and it's overthrown. Tyler Snell's trying to throw a penalty or trying to draw a penalty, and if he just got the penalty call for that, he just got the best Emmy of the world. And they get a personal foul against UPIKE.
Official didn't see it. There's no way he saw that. He was looking at the man on the ground and took his word for it. Now, it might have been a penalty. I'm not saying that it wouldn't, but you don't call what you don't see.
And that was a case of flop 101. So the personal foul backs it up. And the Georgetown fans are barking that should be a dead ball foul, which they're saying should be 4th down. It is still marked as 3rd down. Now they've marked it to 4th down. And now it is 4th down, and Lee Kirkland, the offense is still, now he's looking to the side. They just changed it back to 3rd down. So they're saying it is 3rd down. And now the officials are going to stop and get together on this one because we've got mass confusion on the field on what is arguably one of the biggest plays of the game. Obviously, if it is 4th down, the offense is not going to stay on the field.
No, absolutely not.
And I just looked at Chad Hollerman.
Georgetown fans, I'd just be happy I got the call because it was a bad call. So the officials giving us the benefit of the doubt by giving us 3rd down, I guess. I don't know.
So it's going to be 3rd down and long. Kirkland back at his own 5. Pressure coming. Zips it down the seam. He's got Soto with first down yardage and more. Cuts it back to the near side 50. A Tiger by his tail as he drags him across the 50 and all the way down inside of Georgetown territory. A flag comes in at the end as he takes Justin Richardson on a kite ride. But what a catch there by Diego Soto on a move after the catch. And a big first down on 3rd down. Penalty marker on the field at the 45. Right in front of the Bears bench. But what a big play from Diego Soto, the senior from Orange Park, Florida. The Bears backing up. So let's see. They're going to mark him down at the 41-yard line, and then they're going to walk off something that is going to be an infraction against UPIKE.
I don't know what to call. What's the call?
And they still have not made a signal. And here's our white hat coming to us on this one.
Sideline warnings. That's no penalty.
Now it's going to be a big penalty.
Where's the warning?
There was no warning.
You get one warning, do you not?
Unless contact was made. And that's the only thing I can think of is that contact was made. So either way, it stays.
You need to go explain yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Nope, not going to. I hate an official that don't explain their call.
So
because you didn't give a warning.
It stays first down. It just sets it now at the 44-yard line. So instead of Georgetown territory, UPIKE moves it back to its own 44. Clock ticking inside of 11:30 to play. Bears lead it by 4. Here trying to pick up the win at home. Kirkland pumps, looks across the middle, and just dumps it out into the near sideline as he overthrows Jordan Williams. It's incomplete at 2nd and 10. Kirkland today, 242 yards, 23 of 33, 3 touchdowns, 2 of those from Stafford, the other one to Diego Soto. Soto hauling in his 4th catch on that last play that went for 47. Trips left, 2 to the right in an open backfield, or an empty backfield, with Lee Kirkland. Williams goes in deep motion. They'll swing it out to him on the far side flat. Makes a nice cut. Down the field he goes across midfield, and he got a beautiful block on the far side edge by Jalen Royal Eland that takes it down inside the 50 to the 48-yard line of the Tigers and sets up 3rd down and 2. Williams stays in the backfield with Kirkland. Kirkland making adjustment on the offensive call. They've got a man off sides. That's a free play. Either way, they're going to get it. Is coming across way too early was Trayvon Allen. He tried to jump the snap count, and he was across the line before Kirkland barked for the ball. So it should be offsides and a 5-yard penalty that'll move the sticks to the first down. Yeah. Sometimes you got to watch about what you think in this game. All of a sudden, a game that has moved so silky smooth is flowing about with the consistency of molasses in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So the offside penalty against Allen, sophomore out of Austin, Texas, gives UPIKE a first down and puts the ball down to fairly close to where Soto was dragged down before the sideline warning moved it back inside of Bears territory. So a fresh set of downs, first down number 21 in the ball game. Kirkland with a trip set wide to the right. Williams goes in motion. Kirkland rolling out. Surveying, penalty marker flies. He'll throw it across his bench and out of bounds, and that's probably going to be 10 against UPIKE, and they're already signaling it is that way, as Micah Lee is going to be called for the hold, the graduate student out of Louisville, Kentucky, and the pride of Fern Creek High School. Took his man to the ground, and as soon as he did, penalty marker flew from behind. So back it up 10, and we'll replay first down. It's 1st and 20.
It's not that that's not a penalty, but if it's not close to the play, why do you usually don't see it called? Because you can throw a holding penalty on every play if you want to. You know that.
Absolutely. So back now to the 48-yard line. On the Bears side of things. Clock rested at 10:15 to play. Kirkland wants to throw. Pressure coming. Rolling out right. Comes near side on a comeback route. He's got his man Jordan Williams, who released and got free. Javen Martin was the man there closest to him, the freshman out of Dayton, Ohio. But they get all of the penalty back plus some as they go inside the 40 to the 39 and make it 2nd down. Inside of 10 to go on 2nd down 7. Nice catch there by Jordan Williams on the comeback route. And that was just Williams giving his quarterback something to find because he was under heavy pressure being on the ball coming right up the middle. Kirkland has been clean today. They've kept him upright. We'll see if the Tigers continue to try to dial up pressure. Here's Kirkland in an empty set. Looking left, comes back right. Got Williams wide open across the middle, and he underthrows him off the fingertips of Amon Williams.
I don't know. I think I'd call that one a drop.
That might have been it was either way.
Yeah,
It did not get caught. It's 3rd and 7. And more importantly, it stops the clock.
Right.
9:24 to play in the ball game. Had Williams wide open underneath, had first down yardage and more, and it might have been one of those situations that Williams turned his head upfield before he secured the catch. Trips left, one right, showing blitz up the middle. As Chad Hollerman walks down into the A gap, they'll back it out, turn to the sideline. Play clock's at 4. They're going to have to hustle. And they didn't get this one loose. And they're going to take a delay of game unless they got a timeout first, and I did not see a signal. And it is a delay of game. So the penalties continue to mount. That'll be the 9th penalty tonight for 89 yards.
Those are unexcusable.
10 for 94 last week in the loss to Campbellsville. And you can't continue to shoot yourself in the foot when you put yourself now behind the sticks on 3rd down. 4 of 9 today are the Bears. A big 3rd down coming up here from the Tigers' 44. Kirkland wants to throw, pressure coming, stands in the pocket, zips it near side. Stafford has it, he goes up, hauls it in. He's across the 40. They'll take him down at the 38-yard line, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Bears today 2 of 2 on 4th down tries. And a big series right here as we go across 9 minutes to play in the ball game. We'll see if the Bears, leading by 4, will elect to go for it on 4th down as the offense remains on the field. Kirkland in a twin set. Turns, looks to the sideline. His quarterback coach, J.L. Amin, barks in the call. Now they're just looking, they're trying to get them to jump, and it'll burn the time down, and Corey Phipps will take his first time out of the half with 8:36 to play in the contest. So 4th down and 6 coming up. The Bears last week 1 of 2 on 4th down tries. They're perfect 2 of 2 here today. And this is one of those that it's kind of that tweener spot. If you don't convert here, you hand the football back to Georgetown with a short field and a touchdown takes the lead.
Yep, you're exactly right. That's what I was just thinking myself. You know, if you call, go for it on 4th down, get it, you're a genius, you know.
And you have to think, too, on the backside of that, if you're Chris Oliver, the head coach in his 3rd season with Georgetown, if you dial up the pressure, they've just been releasing a guy on that drag route or slipping the back out of the backfield, and it's an easy catch if he hauls it in for another 15, 20 yards.
That's true.
Chess is what this is called at this point.
This big chess move right here.
Yes. The pawns have been removed. You're into your big pieces now.
You know, if you make whoever wins this call is the genius. The other guy just looks bad.
Absolutely.
Not that you made the wrong call. It's just that one of them is going to make the right call.
And you've had so many big plays in this football game, but obviously a pivotal point coming up on this play, depending on what they elect to do. And the offense is going to stay on the field. No shock there.
But in this point on the field, though, the quick kick is always an option.
It's always an option. We saw Kirkland do that a lot last year, and it may be one of those deals. Take a look and see what the defense kind of sets up for what you want to try to run. They've got 2 high safeties, which leaves the middle of the field open with only 1 linebacker in the hole. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Kirkland on 4th down and 6. Pressure coming off the edge. Kirkland maybe has a free play. He's got it out to his man. Jordan Williams hauls it in. He's got first down yardage and more, and he gets suplexed just shy of the 20-yard line.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
There's a flag on the far sideline, too, right in front of Georgetown's bench. And a false start against UPIKE. So they'll replay the down and make it 4th and 11. How many times can UPIKE have to convert a 3rd or 4th down on this drive? They've had the football down at the 40-yard line now twice and have not been able to get it. And now the big decision is, do you still try to go for it? At the 43 of the Tigers, 4th and 11. They're going to run on a tight end of Grant Scott late. Play clock's at 10. And now they've got all kinds of confusion.
They have to burn a timeout because the official had to stop play for the substitution.
Yeah,
it was going to cause a delay of game.
And the problem was they ran the guy on, and now they're going to get a delay of game.
You need to argue that one, Coach. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he is. Don't worry.
You can't do.
The issue happened. They subbed in, and then at the end, Georgetown ran a guy on late. Well, he ran a guy on, but a guy didn't come off. So they had 12 men on the field. The ball has not been moved.
So I don't know what he just said. We can't hear him over the.
I don't think he said anything yet. I think he's still talking to his official on the far side over there next to Chris Oliver, the head coach of the Tigers. Things getting rowdy out in the stands here as both fan bases getting ramped up for this one. And now they're going to move it back 5. So back near midfield on another delay of games. So back-to-back delay of games makes this 4th down and forever.
I think you should have called the timeout to combat that just in case, though.
So the offense stays on the field. Kirkland is very deep. This is going to be a kick here. And he gets a beautiful one. He tumbles it right over top the last line. They've got to stop it. And they do at the 1. At the 1 yard line, Lee Kirkland with a bow at the end. Take a bow, Lee Kirkland. Your best play of the day may have just come off of your foot. They kick it across. He got it just past the last defender, and it tumbles all the way down to the 1 yard line. And 8:25 left to play in the ball game. Georgetown down by 4, but they've got 99 yards of green space in front of them to try to take the lead.
UPIKE defense has to stand tall now, because you know they're going to try to. They have to run it out of their end zone, I would imagine, at least once, try to get some room to work.
So Sliniker on 1st down and 10 from 3 yards deep in his end zone. Gives it off to Neal. Neal tries to come back to the near side, and he's met immediately. Chuck Moore was the man who made the initial contact. A wall of orange jerseys was there on the back side. They give him 3 yards out to the 4 yard line, 2nd and 7. We go across 8 minutes to play. Neal in the right pocket of Sloniker from the gun on an offset pistol. Standing on his own goal line, the junior quarterback sticks it in the gut, gives it to Neal. Neal comes up the middle, and a big pop there by Brett Coleman. Clayton Hutto was the man who made the initial stop, but they'll take him across the 10 to the 11, and that'll move the sticks on a 1st down for the Tigers. They're 19th of the ball game.
I'll tell you, he's a tough young man. He's taking some licks out there tonight.
That should take him right at the 100-yard mark. He's credited with 103 gain, but he lost on that one play, so it was back to 94. So he's threatening to go across the century mark here this afternoon. Crowd getting rowdy here at Hambly. Handoff Neal. Neal surveying, comes through, and there's nothing there but orange jerseys. Alex Smith lays the lumber. Take him back to the 10 on a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. And that's what you got to do. Get them behind the sticks in early downs. So how crazy could this be if UPIKE hangs on? You're not going to talk about the performance of Lee Kirkland's arm. You're going to talk about his foot. And what was easily the best punt of the year by far and only 2 games in. Sloniker wants to throw on 2nd down and 11. Looking right, floating it out to the far sideline. And that is a great catch right in front of his bench by Jamarcus Robinson. Heavy coverage downfield as stride to stride was Elijah King-Turner. And he hauls it in and gets it out of his own end zone area and down. Take him out to the 36-yard line in 1st and 10 as the 20th 1st down of the ball game for the Tigers. Approaching 6 minutes to play in the regulation. Trips left, 1 tight end right. Slonaker zips it out near side. That's out to Robinson.
Oh,
Robinson
gotta make that tackle.
makes a man miss. That was Coleman who missed the tackle, and he turns it upfield. They'll say stepped out at the 43-yard line. So a gain of 7 and 2nd and 3. Bears need a stop here on 2nd down to force 3rd and long. 3 hats across the line. Handoff Neal, stutter step, bounces it out to the outside, lowers his shoulder. He stood up just shy of the marker to gain. Nope, they're going to move him. Far side official doesn't even hesitate. He's 50 yards across the field and points and says first down.
I just about call for a replay. We can't because we can't. They won't watch the replay on the spot.
21st first down of the ball game. Both teams with 21 in the contest.
Big thing here is you're letting Georgetown take a lot of time off the clock too.
Under 5 to play. Down 4 on the Tigers. Have never led in this ball game. We're even at 13 at the break. Play action. They'll zip it out to Warren. Warren turns up the seam. He crosses the midfield and down to the 49-yard line.
Pick up of about 4.
So just inside of Bears territory. Give him a 2nd down and 6. Neal to the sideline. Reese Johnson stays in the backfield now. Mason Hibbard in the slot on the near side. They'll put his tight end of Olive in motion. Hand off Johnson. Johnson looking for a hole off the right edge. Gets it and falls forward. It's going to be 3rd and short coming up as they'll take him down to the 47-yard line on a gain of 2. So 3rd down and 4. Georgetown today 8 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. They need the Bears 43 to move the sticks. Inside of 4 minutes to play, trailing by 4 here late. Bears fans coming to life. Bears loading the line. Neal back in the backfield with Slonaker on 3rd down and long. Slonaker wants to throw, zips it on an out route. They have his man there of Matt Miller who goes up and hauls it in just past the sticks. Needed the 43, got the 42, and the 22nd first down of the ball game for the Tigers.
Why do you give him that cushion at that point,
Everybody looking run. That's a great time to go to that little up and out route as he had plenty of room. He was untouched off the line as he just ran up, needed those 4 yards, and got it with ease. So clock continues to roll. We'll go over under 3 minutes on this snap to Slonaker. He wants to throw it on first down. Eyes down the field. Zips it across the middle. And it was tipped and into the hands of Jamarcus Robinson. And Robinson's going to the house for 6. And Georgetown takes its first lead in the ballgame on a deflected ball that Brett Coleman nearly picked off. Robinson hauls it in for his 2nd of the game. And with 2:53 to play in regulation, Georgetown takes its first lead in the ballgame. It's 22-20. And now Drew Rader out for the extra point attempt to make it a 3-point lead. What a catch from Robinson.
Yeah, it was.
Coleman nearly stripped it free. And Robinson on a double deflected ball to himself gives Georgetown their first lead of the ball game. Kick is up, drives through the uprights. And Georgetown leads this one by 3 with 2:53 to play in the contest. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. 10 plays, 99 yards, 5 minutes, 32 seconds off the clock. And Slineker goes to Williams for the touchdown. And Georgetown has its first lead of the afternoon. So Slineker on the afternoon, 19 of 24, 262 with 2 touchdowns. Both of those going to Jamarcus Robinson, who did not have a catch coming into this ball game, has caught 9 balls for 171 yards. Both scores. His long going of 42 yards. Had 2 big plays on that last drive there, including the touchdown at the end.
Georgetown didn't throw for that much for the as a team last week, did they?
Yeah, last week, Slineker 10 of 21 for 158, 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions, including a pick 6. Now Lee Kirkland and his team with 2:49 to go, down by 3, their first time they've trailed in this contest. Kirkland on first down, wants to throw, quick out, goes over to Stafford. Stafford makes the grab in front of the Georgetown bench, and he shoves Justin Richardson to the ground and gives him a stare. Across the 35 out to the 37, brings up second down and short. Kirkland on the afternoon, 27 now of 38. That'll push him up over 280, right at 280 yards. 3 touchdowns here, trying to pick up one more and put his team in the winners column for the first time this season. Both teams stand at 0-1 after tough come from behind defeats last week by their opponent. Here's Williams. Stutter step in the hole, and he's not going to get anything. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. A half yard at best. It's going to be third down. No gain on the play, so third down and 2. Now they'll push it up a yard, so make it 3rd and 1 from the 37. And now we'll get a timeout coming up on this play. So clock takes us down to the 2-minute timeout, the 2-minute warning as we like to call it. So both teams with 2 timeouts remaining in the ball game. And again, you're thinking here, obviously you want your spot of how far do I need to get to be in field goal range. That's the first thing. And then once you get to that point, then you can start thinking about taking shots toward the end zone. What a ball game this has been.
Oh, it's been a great ball game. Be an even better ball game if we can come back and win it.
UPIKE needs this one in the worst way. Third down and 1 coming up. Kirkland's going to call his own number. Surges forward. They're trying to strip the ball out of his hands. He's going to get it as he's out near the 40, and that'll move the sticks for the 22nd first down of the ball game. Nice job there by Lee Kirkland, who leads the way today for this team. He's gained more rushing yards today, all of those in the first half, than the team had as a team last week. Blitz coming up the middle. UPIKE picks it up. They'll drop it off to Stafford underneath, and he gets driven backward as Clayton Melcher comes underneath. After a short gain, it's 2nd down and 8. .120 to play in regulation. Quick out near sideline. They've got Jordan Williams there, and he gets out of bounds at the Bears' 42-yard line. That stops the clock with 1:13 and brings up 3rd down and long. Bears 5 of 11 on 3rd down conversion tries today. They need their 49-yard line to move the sticks of what would be their 23rd first down of the ball game. Trips left, 1 right. 4 hats across the line for the Tigers. Blitz coming off the edge. Kirkland stands in the pocket, goes across the middle, has his man there, and he gets spun forward as Jordan Williams with a nice spin takes it to the 50-yard line, and first down number 23 moves the sticks as the clock continues to roll now as we're inside of 1 minute to play. Kirkland eyes downfield, dumps it out to Williams in the far side flat, makes a cut back inside, and a great open field tackle on the far sideline by John Carter Myers. And UPIKE will burn a timeout. It's second of the half. 38 seconds remaining. So a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8. And you got to think you probably need the football down somewhere around at least the 20, 25-yard line to give yourself a shot at a game-tying field goal.
I would think so, yeah, exactly. I would prefer it be closer to the 20, actually. One of those, it's just been a tough football game. Both teams have played hard.
Long sustained drives has been the kind of the MO for Georgetown today. 8-12, 626, 605, 611, 532. All of those except for the first one resulting in points. 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Their opening drive of 8-12 resulted in a turnover on downs, and that's when UPIKE took a 13-0 lead. And again, how big does the miss extra point on the first drive play here, as a field goal would win it rather than a tie? Hopefully it doesn't come to that for the Bears. After having heartbreak last week, and they walk it off here on second down and 8 with 38 seconds to go. Kirkland fires it down the middle, has his man there. He makes the grab. That's Jalen Royal Eland down inside the 35 to the 34. Clock stops till they set the sticks. They've got them set. We go across 30 seconds. Kirkland wants to go. Kirkland surveying, rolling out right, looking. He's going to tuck it and run. Coming near side, tries to throw to the near sideline, was looking for Diego Soto. Pass falls incomplete and brings up second down.
May have been a smart move on that one because he wasn't going to get much yardage, but that stops the clock.
Yeah, he had Clayton Melcher that was barreling down on him. So the clock rests with 22 seconds to go. UPIKE with only 1 timeout remaining, so it has to be cautious here with what it wants to do. Again, you still have the middle of the field wide open to you, but if you don't get the sticks, you're going to have to burn that timeout to save the clock. Second and 10 from the 39 of the Tigers. Kirkland in an empty set. Down by 3 are the Bears. Play clock's at 4. Blitz coming off the edge. Kirkland stands in the pocket, floats it out to Stafford. Stafford climbs the ladder, hauls it in at the 25-yard line. They called him down on his initial motion. Did he get the sticks? He did not.
Nope.
So UPIKE will burn its final timeout with 13.6 seconds left to go. And it brings up third down and 1. They get the ball to the 25. They need the 24 to move it. And then the backside of that is if you don't get it, you're not going to have enough time to kick a field goal.
No.
You can't afford to run it here. You
No,
have to throw the
pass
football.
And you really need to pass it to the sideline.
Yes.
Unless you got somebody open in the end zone.
Because the other side of it is that if you do get it, you've got to get everybody back and set so that you can clock the ball and then get your field goal unit out there to try to go for the game-tying field goal to force overtime. Man, what a football game here this afternoon.
It's been an awesome football game.
Great crowd on hand.
Just hate to see, well, I'm going to say, I'd like to see Georgetown go home disappointed, not us.
10 plays, 47 yards already for the Bears on this drive. 13.6 seconds remaining. Third down and 1 from the Tigers' 25-yard line. Again, UPIKE out of timeout, so it has to move the sticks or they won't have enough time to set it to go for the field goal. Kirkland wants to throw. Floats it to the far side. Has his man there who hauls it in, and that will set it up at a first down. Now they've got to get the ball spotted and clock it so that they can get the field goal unit out there. Clock is not rolling. Now they get the clock rolling. Kirkland spikes it with 5.4 seconds to go. And here comes the field goal unit and Austin Scheffler with a chance to tie it and send it to overtime. Offense for the moment still on the field. And here comes the field goal unit out now to try to tie it. So Austin Shuffler, he'll kick it from the far side hash mark. The backup quarterback of Taden Carpenter will be your holder.
36-yard attempt.
No wind to speak of. Snap is back. It's down. Kick is up. Not long enough. As it does, no good. No good as it misses wide right as the clock hits zeros. And Georgetown is going to escape with a 23-20 victory here this afternoon on a hard-fought football game between these two teams. What a ball game. Man.
Yes.
Just heartbreak.
Yep.
Georgetown takes its only lead of the ball game that goes up 23-20 on a 99-yard drive. UPIKE drives itself down into field goal range, and the Austin Shuffler field goal attempt comes up wide right and leaves UPIKE just short of a victory here this afternoon.